I don't know where you want to sit, but it's too hot to cuddle. Hi, I'm back and I'm joined with my trusty Trusty Pug Pudge. Trusty. What's my line? Cut. I'm back, joined with my trusty Pug Pudge here today. And as the title says, today we will be annihilating some mealybugs. So let me just quickly give you a rundown of my life over the last, basically since summer started. I think it started in spring. He always like snores so loudly when he's sitting on my lap. Sorry, bud, you're gonna go over there. Oh, I'm sticking to the couch, it's so hot. Okay, so in the beginning of spring, I knew that I was gonna get spider mites. I am convinced that the building I live in is just spider mite heavy. I've even talked to people who live in the building and they're convinced that we just have freaking pests that come through the walls. I don't know how. Magic, fairies, angels. So every spring, I've been living in this building now for five years. And yeah, every spring without fail, they come back and I'm usually prepared. I expect them, I don't freak out. I usually get thrips as well. They come in through the windows, they come in through our clothes. They're just around and I am okay with it. I mean, as okay as I can be with it. For me, it's just a part of this hobby. But starting about a month ago, I have had an influx of mealybugs and it's not just me. I feel like so many people this year have just had a crazy amount of mealybugs come out of nowhere. I have had mealybugs come in on imports before, and a part of me is thinking that because everybody's importing and it's just, you know, Ecuagenera is doing shows, Tropicals Plants is doing shows, and you know, people trade plants, they sell plants. I just feel like we're just exchanging all these mealybugs. So when I got into the Hoya world, I was like, okay, I know that people with Hoyas get mealybugs and I'm just gonna deal with it when it comes. That time came, I dealt with it. But very recently, if you watched my Who Grows It Better with Alice that I posted a couple weeks ago, I found mealybugs on my micans. You can't see it, it's kind of washed out. My mican's back there. I chopped off about 7 feet, or maybe like 5 feet of stem, and I treated the entire thing this weekend. I gave it a good soak in hot water. I'll go into more of the process later, but soaked it in hot water, soaked it in alcohol, and then used Azamax, which is a systemic for spider mites, because that's also what I'm dealing with. But I'm also kind of seeing if maybe there's an interaction with mealybugs, if they respond to it, and if they don't, then I did treat it with alcohol before I put the Azamax on. People had been telling me to do this method where you soak your plant in hot water, specifically 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Just the sound of it, 120 degrees, sounds very hot, but it's not that hot if you think about it. And funnily enough, I don't know if this is across the board for everyone, but my sink on the hottest setting is 120 degrees Fahrenheit. I used my little meat thermometer to test the temperature. I think it's a little bit less than 120. I think it's maybe 117 or 116, but it's pretty close. I had never used the hot water method before, but so many people had recommended it to me on YouTube and also on Instagram that I was like, you know what, let's just give it a shot. What do I have to lose? So gave my micans a haircut, and I did everything that people suggested. So I gave it a soak. I was kind of expecting the leaves to maybe like wilt or like kind of react to being in that hot of water, but it was totally fine. I did that twice over the weekend, and then I finished it off by doing a alcohol sort of submersion. So I did 70% alcohol, 30% water, and left it in there for like 30 minutes. And I guess we're just seeing what happens. But in this process, I did see quite a few mealybugs float to the surface, and that was really promising. So today I am going to do the freaking unthinkable in my mind, because this was my last resort. I had thought about doing this a long time ago, but I was like, you know what? That is so much work, so much effort. I'm not gonna do it till I feel like I got to a point where I was just done. And you guys, we have arrived. So today I'm going to attempt to remove, I wanna say 95% of my Hoyas from the substrate they're in, and do this whole thing where I do the hot water and then do the alcohol soak and just kind of see what happens, because at this point, I don't know how many mealybugs are currently in my Hoya collection, and I do believe that that is the source of where the mealybugs came from on my micans, because I have been growing aeroids for a couple years now and have never once had a mealybug on my aeroids until the recent import, not recent, but it was like last year. Jing imported a bunch of Epipremnum pinnatum albovariegatas, and they came with like the most massive mealybugs ever. It was my first run-in with a mealybug, and yeah, that was not fun. So I think for me to really tackle the mealybug situation, I need to just go to the source and I need to just get this Hoya thing controlled. So just to let you guys know, today is Thursday, August 25th. I leave for Edmonton tomorrow. I'm going to Alberta for the weekend to visit family. So I think what I'm gonna do, and I hope I don't regret this, but I'm gonna start today. I'm gonna take them all out of the substrate and do everything I said I was gonna do. And then I think I'm gonna leave it in water, not the whole thing in water, just the roots so that they don't dry out. I'm gonna leave it in water and just leave it for the weekend, and hopefully they're okay. If I have some casualties, I feel like I'm willing to make that sacrifice, but I just don't see the point in doing one treatment and then just getting them all repotted. So, oh my gosh, I've been talking for so long. It is a huge endeavor. Luckily, my Hoya collection isn't massive, but it's also not tiny. And then my parents are also coming next week, so I really only have a few days to get this done and filmed before they get here, because I am trying to not work as much as possible while they're visiting. So we better get started. I think what I'm first gonna do is just start plucking Hoyas out of the substrate, which they're mostly in pond, which is good. I don't have to deal with a lot of soil. There are probably like a few big ones that I'm not gonna worry about right now, like my Hoya ovovata, my Hoya waiatii. I have a Hoya publicalyx splash on a trellis, so I'm gonna kind of handle those separately, but I do want to get all the little small ones in this soak today. So I think I'm gonna bring you, I don't know where I'm gonna work today. I was gonna take you guys into the plant room, but it is a hot mess in there. So I think we're gonna just work on the dinner table today and just get this done. Not my usual angle, but I wanna try and have a system here. I wanna keep all the mess in the kitchen. So what I'm gonna do is pour all of the old pond into here, and then I'm gonna put all of the Hoyas in here so that I can rinse the roots off without it falling into the sink. And then we will start the burn-in process. But I am fully expecting some plants to throw a fit. Obviously, being out of the substrate for several days and just being in water, I feel slightly better about the fact that most of them are in pond. Oh my gosh, there's mealybugs everywhere. Ew. I'm still learning a lot about mealybugs and the way that they try to ruin our lives, but oh no, there's sap. They really like to attack these like new areas, and you'll see like little, what look like webs, like stringy webs, and then all the little tiny babies like to just gather in the new leaf area. So it's really hard to do like the alcohol Q-tip method when you're working with Hoyas, especially around new Hoya leaves, because they're so delicate. Like, I feel like I wasn't even that rough with this plant and I already have sap everywhere. So that is one thing I don't like about Hoyas, is like how easily they break. But yeah, I'm just gonna try and remove as much of this pond as possible. But man, I am just so freaking done with this. This is so nasty. This is my Hoya Clemensorium Thailand? You're asking the wrong person. I don't know what these plants are. I've actually never seen a mealybug on this plant before, but we're gonna just treat every single Hoya like they have mealybugs, because I'm just not gonna take a chance. This video is actually gonna be sort of a precursor to my Hoya cabinet part 2 video, which I've been just itching to film for so long, but I just couldn't find the things that I needed, so I knew I had to wait for my California trip. So now that I think that I have almost everything that I need, with just a few things missing, I think I have enough to kind of at least put that video together. But I figured, like, what is the point in making my Hoya cabinet pretty when it's just gonna be a breeding ground for mealybugs? So this comes first. Ow, I'm sticking to the chair. This one had a new leaf coming in when I left for California, and it just completely died off. And there's so much like of this weird damage on the leaf that I don't actually think is from mealybugs. I think it's from those things called flat mites. And I'm not 100% sure what the sort of treatment is for flat mites, but I'm kind of wondering if this treatment for mealybugs will work for flat mites too. But let me just show you the damage I'm talking about quickly. Like this one, I think I've seen like 2 mealybugs on this thing this entire time, so I really do not think it's from mealybugs. I think it is from these like oh, it's actually kind of well then, it's one less plant to worry about. I have been able to grow Hoyas from stick before, so we're gonna give that a try, but I really love this plant. I don't wanna lose it. Yeah, just like really weird kind of stuff. And like, how is it that everyone is only talking about these flat mites now? I didn't really want to give into that whole thing when it first started coming out, because I'm like, oh, it's just one more thing to worry about, or is it something that I even need to be worrying about? But I feel like I really am like seeing things on my Hoyas that I like just don't understand. Given I don't really understand Hoyas all that much anyway, but you know, it's just, I'm seeing when I look at photos of what people show as flat mite damage, I'm like, I have that too. I don't know what this is, Hoya. Nope, nothing. Got nothing up here in my brain. This is not going to be fun whatsoever. Oh my gosh. I haven't even packed for my trip. I'm gonna keep sticking to this dang chair. This one is my Hoya Finlaysonii. I am really sad about having to take this one out because it just pushed out this dark, beautiful leaf, and I'm hoping that it doesn't disturb it too much. Oh, this isn't even, that's not pond. Good thing I didn't pour it in there. This one is in like a husky peat moss looking mix. It's very, very dusty. Fun fact, male mealybugs fly. So yeah, hope you sleep well tonight. I've never seen a mealybug fly, but apparently they do. And my husband's home. Welcome home, darling. Hello. This is Hoya obovata variegata. Hoya obovata variegata. Oh crap, it's really stuck in here. Oh man. And it's got new leaves coming. And I see mealybugs. Guys, these mealybugs are gonna drive me bananas. I can't, they're so ugly. I need to stop putting Hoyas in these teeny tiny yogurt jars because it's so hard to get out of them. So hard to get out of there. Sheesh. I'm gonna interrupt this time lapse, but look at all of this damage on my Hoya elliptica. I also, if to my recollection, I've never found mealybugs on this one, but there's just so much of this weird damage on the leaves. I'm like, is it flat mites? Is it? I'm sad I have to take this off because I just got this trellised, but you know, we gotta do it. And there's so many new leaves coming in. I'm like fully expecting some of these to just go into the afterlife, but all for a greater cause. How'd everything go with the car? Right?
Oh, the car's fine.
How much was it?
Yeah, I see.
No, wait, what did you have done today?
Emissions. Yearly or bi-yearly emissions. Almost 900.
Okay, so these are all the Hoyas, and I do still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 Hoyas that I haven't unpotted that I'm going to do separately, but I think the next step is going to be rinsing the roots off of the soil, the pond, just so that the water that I'm soaking it in will be as clean as possible. All of the Hoyas have been washed down, and I have a pot here of very, very hot water. My electric kettle has the lowest setting of 175 degrees. So I'm just gonna take my meat thermometer and just kind of make sure it's at that temperature. Sorry about the very crappy angle, but it's the best I could do right now. So it looks like it's reading at 150 Fahrenheit, so I need to get it to 120. So I'm gonna be adding some cool water. Reading at 142. So shaky right now because of this Red Bull. 140, I think. Oh my gosh, I'm so shaky. Stop it. Yeah, it's at 140, so I need to take it down still by 20 degrees. It's at about 131. 130. Okay, so I'm off by about 3 degrees. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but it's at 100, oh, still a little, 120, about 122. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more water. Cool, 120 exactly. So it is very hot, but it's like not so hot that I can't touch it. I'm just going to, I'm so nervous. I'm just gonna start putting plants in. I'm pretty much expecting some of these new leaves to melt, but again, just for greater cause, I'm just really tired of dealing with these mealybugs, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. Okay, so I'm probably gonna end up using this entire bottle, but that's okay. I'm gonna run out today and grab some more for my second treatment when I get home. So it's cool water plus rubbing alcohol. Oh, the smell is so strong. All right, so it's been 30 minutes and I'm gonna take them out of here and place them into this bin. I like to try and see if I can see any floating mealybugs, but sometimes it's hard to tell between mealybugs and perlite. So you'll notice that I took it directly out of that alcohol bath and didn't rinse them. I've left the alcohol like water that's on the leaves. I've just left it, haven't rinsed it. So over the weekend, I am going to leave them in this bin, which yes, I'm nervous about, but also it's just what has to be done because I don't really see, again, the point in doing all of this work just to get them repotted for a few days and then have to do this all over again when I'm home. So whoever makes it, and whoever doesn't, sayonara. That is going to wrap up the treatment for today. Just again, to give you context, it is Thursday today, and the next time that I'm gonna see the plants are on Monday. So they are just going to be sitting in there for a few days. And I'm not super concerned about them, again, just because they have mostly pond roots. If anything, some of the soil roots might mush off, but I'll probably just rehab those in perlite anyway so that I can get it into pond, because I don't really want anything in soil in my Hoya cabinet anymore. Other than that, on Monday, we're just gonna jump straight back into the second treatment. I'm gonna time lapse it all. I'm gonna do the hot water again. I'm gonna do the alcohol soak again. And then I don't know if that's gonna happen in this video, or I might do a totally separate video where I have to get all of them repotted again. And I also have a few outstanding Hoyas that I haven't done. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I don't normally drink Red Bull, but we have so many left over from our 2 road trips that I'm just like, you know what, let's just get it out of here. Obviously, I'm back from Edmonton. I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that my trip was amazing. It was even more amazing than I anticipated. Not that obviously I don't have fun with my in-laws, but I was like really tired still from the California trip. If you need a refresher, we only got back from our California trip like 2 weeks ago or something. So it was like back-to-back road trips, 1 week after another. And it was just a lot, and I just wasn't quite ready to be back on the road. But everything turned out amazing. If you guys haven't road tripped through Canada, it's something that I feel like you've got to add on your bucket list. It's such an amazing feeling driving through the mountains, driving through the Rocky Mountains, seeing water that's like bright blue. I will insert some little clips from the road that I took for Instagram. But yeah, all that to say, it was an amazing time. I had a lot of time with my thoughts. There are big parts of the trip where you are literally like in the mountains and you have no reception. So you know, I just had a lot of time to think, and I was just thinking about like how nice this is to just go away and just get away from everything. And I was like, well, maybe this is the time where I really need to like think about how many plants I should have at once. And I had this whole idea in my head to do a video of just like purging plants, and just I was gonna try and get rid of like 30 plants. That was my goal. And then I got home. So here is the bad news. A lot of them died, like straight up died. Like the roots are still good, the stem is still good, but the leaves, they died. And it's bad. It's once I start taking it out, I'll show you like the extent of the damage. Let's talk. Let's just regroup. I have already started editing this video, and it is just shy of 30 minutes. And by this channel's standards, I feel like 30 minutes is more like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So we're going to just switch things up. This is not originally what I had planned for this video. This video going into it was supposed to be like epic mealybug treatment. But I mean, I think that I need to like rebrand this a little bit. So I'm either gonna call it I killed most of my Hoyas, or am I done with Hoyas? I don't know yet, maybe both. Like I said, I was planning on downsizing, but I did not plan for it to be this way, involuntary, out of my control. But I'm not freaked out. I'm sad, in a sense that many of these plants were gifted by friends, and I just kind of feel like I failed them, and I don't know, but it's really, really bad, you guys. Obviously, I was supposed to do a second treatment in this video. That is not happening. I am just a little bit confused though, because I have done the hot water treatment before. I tested it out on my mic-ins, and I don't know if it's the combination of the hot water and then immediately going into an alcohol soak, because I have soaked Hoyas before. I've soaked plants before in literally just like pure alcohol, not even diluted. I've done pure alcohol. They were totally fine, so showed no signs of stress, did not die. So the only difference in this treatment is that I started with the hot water first and then immediately went into an alcohol soak. And I'm not sure if, like, you know, plants are like skin where you like get hot or you like steam your face and all your pores open up, and then you know, you immediately just like douse your face in alcohol and it's just like being absorbed into your skin. I kind of feel like it could be that way just based on how the damage looks. A part of me also is thinking, obviously, maybe it's stress from just being in water. Maybe it's stress from being right in my windowsill or right on my dining table where it does get direct light for a couple hours a day, because some of the leaves look roasted, like freaking roasted. But I'm using my strongest grow lights, 2 of them actually, in my Rudsta right now, so it's sort of confusing as to why they would react badly to direct sun. So I'm just really trying to piece things together right now. I am not 100% sure I'm not 100% sure what went wrong, but my gut is telling me that I should have done the hot water treatment, left it at that, and then maybe just sprayed with alcohol like I usually do, or do the hot water treatment and then wait until like the next week to do alcohol and just sort of like go back and forth. So if you were watching this video and you were initially going to do this method of hot water straight to alcohol, I'm gonna say don't do it, and don't do it to all of your plants at once. Test it out with one plant first and see how it does, because these plants looked fine the day that I left. Remember, I did this on Thursday. I left on Friday. Wait, what? Yeah. What? When did I leave? Yeah, Thursday. I did this on Thursday. Left on Friday, and Friday they looked great. They looked the same as Thursday. So I don't know. I don't know a lot about Hoyas. I don't know a lot about mealybugs, and we were just kind of we were doing something. Of course the lawnmowers are here. Try to ignore the lawn mowing sound, but instead of doing a second treatment in this video, I think I'm just going to kind of show you one by one the damage of them, and then we will rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 of how sad I am and if I plan to replace it or try and rehab it, because I think some of these I might call it quits. I'm not sure. I'm in my era right now where like I don't want to like give all my days to just treating pests and rehabbing plants. Like I just want to like live my life. So let's go through each of these. The first one here is my, oh my gosh, there's so many sounds. The lawnmower and the dishwasher. So the first plant I have is this Hoya Carry Splash, and this one probably looks the best out of all of them, which I am very happy about because this is one that I do love very much. I just only recently got it from Jing, and yeah, she's just so freaking cute. I was telling you guys that Hoya Abovada is my favorite Hoya, but I think this actually might come in close second. It was one of those that I fell in love with way before I even owned Hoyas. So I do see some growth maybe starting to happen over in this area, although I don't know if I messed it up doing this treatment, but the roots look good, the leaf looks good, so I am very, very happy about that, and I need to get another bin. Looking back, I'm actually so happy I did not end up treating my bigger Hoyas, because even though I am not feeling very unfazed right now, I'm telling you, if this happened to my Abovada, I would have been crushed. So thank goodness I was too lazy back then. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Oh no. Do you guys remember that Hoya Finlaysonii? This is one of my favorites. I'm going, God, the lawnmowers. I am going back to North Shore Tropicals next week because I want to give my mom the grand tour when she's here. So I do think, hold on. Scale of 1 to 10. The first one doesn't count because that one's fine. I guess for this one, 1 is not very sad, 10 is very sad. So I think on a scale of 1 to 10 of how sad I am to have lost some of these leaves, I'm at like a 7, a solid 7. But yeah, we've got like, it just like melted. It like crisped up and melted, and I don't know. But the roots are okay, and the stem is seemingly okay. It looks like it's sort of like crisping up here. We still have a good plant to work with. I can't think with the freaking lawnmowers. Guys, we're gonna plow through it. Usually I stop, but we're gonna plow through it because I have 2 videos to film today, 2 other videos to film today. My mom's coming, my parents are coming on Thursday, so I just don't wanna work while they're here. Okay, this is my Hoya Clemensorium Thailand, and on a scale of 1 to 10 of how sad I am about this one's got to be like a 9, only because it was a wish list plant. And on top of that, my friend Amy at Wolfgang's Mama, she also has a YouTube channel, you guys all probably follow her too, she gifted this to me, and this is what I did with it. It's more of like just like disappointment that like my friends went out of their way to like give me a nice healthy cutting, and this is what I do. So yeah, scale of 1 to 10, this is a 9 sadness level, and I am going to try and rehab this. I have only grown 1 Hoya from a stick, a leafless stick before, and so I guess I will try it with this. I'm just not really sure in my abilities, and I don't know, the stem is not looking great. It is looking a little bit mushy, so I'm gonna have to assess to see how bad the damage really is. Oh my gosh, blades, go away. This one was my beautiful something. I got this one from Jing. This one was growing so well for me. I'm convinced this one definitely has some kind of like flat mites or something, just based on the damage and like the texture of some of the leaves. It's probably hard to tell, but also guys, I forgot to mention that as soon as I got home, obviously I didn't film. Oh, and it's Tuesday, but no, it's not Tuesday. I've done this again. It's Wednesday today. I got back Monday night, really late, and I was supposed to do all of this on Tuesday. I was like, F it, I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna take the day off. So it's Wednesday, so they've been sitting in this bin for a few days now. But anyway, when I got home on Tuesday, I checked the Hoya bin. I was like, oh no. And then the first thing I see is this cluster of mealybug eggs. Like, it comes in this little like cotton, it looks like cotton fluffy stuff, but those are like eggs, I think. And yeah, it was fresh, brand new. So they didn't, I don't know. They didn't even care that I just boiled them to death. My poor plants. So the new leaf on this one obviously is gone. I've got a lot of damage here on this leaf. This one is yellowing on the edge, and yeah, it's just not looking great. But roots look okay, stem is firm. On a scale of 1 to 10, I am at I think I'm at like a 5 for this one, but I will definitely try to rehab this one if I can. The lawnmowers are approaching. They are getting closer, people. This is, if I had to take a guess, I think this is a Hoya latifolia. I don't know, there's a whole thing with true latifolia or whatever. I don't know, Jing was talking about it one day and it was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I didn't even know what this was, to be honest, and I've never really super loved it. I just wanted to see if I could grow it well. So I am not really sad about losing this one. The stem does feel firm, the roots are fine, so I don't know if I'm gonna rehab this one, to be honest. By the way, for the ones that I don't rehab, I will maybe treat them again for mealybugs and just see if they come back, and then I will gift away just a bunch of Hoya sticks to someone who wants to grow it. So I think this is gonna be one of them. I don't think I'm gonna take this one back. Oh man. This used to be my Hoya sunrise, and she does not look like a beautiful sunrise anymore. She looks quite sad. So I don't know. On a scale of 1 to 10, I don't know, these ones are like pretty easy to find. I don't know, I'm not really pressed about trying to even replace it that quickly, or even if I want to replace it, I'm not sure. I really do love the Hoya sunrise. I love when they sunstress. I love when they get red. My mom is growing her sunrise really beautifully, but this is not one that I feel like I need to have in my collection. So I don't know, like a 1 or a 2 on that scale, but I think this is one of the sticks I'm gonna give away. I was just gonna say it seems to have done okay, and now it's just falling apart. Oh no. So I've got this guy all propagated, I guess. I do have another Dischidia that is also falling apart. The leaves are they're dropping like flies. Oh man. Okay, I am sad about this one just because it is one of my favorite Dischidias of all time, and I have ruined it. So this one I'm gonna give like a 7, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna try and rehab. No, I will. You guys, I'm all over the place. I will try and rehab what I can, but I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna try and replace it. Maybe I will. I don't know. This is a lot more emotional than I thought it was gonna be. So anyways, oh wait, what did I call it? Xerosicios. Oh my gosh. That is not a Dischidia. It's a Xerosicios dengui. Why did I call it that? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, now this one is sad, 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 sad. This was one of my favorite plants, my other Clemensorium, and it's just freaking, it's rotted, absolutely rotted. I forgot to mention that Jing, I've gotten maybe like 80% of my Hoya collection from Jing, whether she gave it to me or I bought it from her, and she was just so sweet in comforting me when I got home, because I was like, guys, I feel so bad, like look what I did. And she was like, don't worry, like, you know, you had a good trip, you're home, you're safe, you can rest, and everything that you have in your collection can be replaced. Like, we've got plenty and we can always share down the line. And yeah, she was just so sweet that way. So it's, for me, like, I know they can be replaced. I'm not thinking that like I'm never gonna have it again, but it's more of just like the gesture of my friends giving me Hoyas that I have done this to. So this is my Hoya, oh, that's a 10, by the way. Sliding scale, 10. 10, 10, 10. I'm very sad about that one. This is the Hoya elliptica that I got from Lauren recently, and it was growing so well, and this one really took a hit. This one looks like wet, dehydrated spinach, and I would love to have this in my collection again. I'm not super rushed to feel like I have to replace it, but I think I might try and rehab this one just because of how fast it grows. I kind of have a feeling it might rehab fast, but also I know nothing about Hoyas, so what do I know? Scale of 1 to 10, 5. This is my Hoya Mealybug. I really hope I'm getting the idea of that right, but the new leaf has turned into a crisp, and the little tail here is also turned into a crisp. I do really, really, really love this one, but I don't think it's one that I will replace if I'm not able to rehab this. I'm still working with a very good sized stem, good roots, so I'm not going to be giving this one away. I will try and rehab it, but if it doesn't bounce back, then that's the end of our story. Okay, so my Hoya Obovata Variegata. Not too bad. A little bit of damage here on the leaves. Roots are fine. Stem is fine. Yeah, I think this one will rehab okay, hopefully. But I'm glad that one made it out. okay because you guys know how much I love me some abovada. I don't know why I can never remember the name of this one. Something. But roots are good. I just see one leaf here that's probably gonna drop. Maybe this one too. This one kind of feels firm. Oh no, I think this one's gonna, I don't know. I don't know the state of this one. I don't know how bad the damage is yet, but I think I'll know by the end of today. But yeah, this one's okay. No leaves are falling off. Hoya pachiclata. I do really love this one. It's one of my favorites actually, but I don't know. Stem is fine, roots are fine. This leaf feels really firm still, so I will try and rehab this, but I did lose 2 leaves. But we're gonna try. Scale of 1 to 10, 6. My Hoya Australis Lisa, is that what it is? The 2 new leaves down here that were coming out completely dried up, but the rest of the leaves are okay. They don't seem like they were affected really in any way besides on this leaf, but that's good since I just got that one from my mom. This one I am quite sad about. This is my Hoya fungii that I just got from Lauren. Again, roots and stem are fine, but the top of this just completely died. A lot of these leaves that are still green do have some damage on it. I think maybe a part of where I went wrong is that some of them had sunk into the water and were just sitting in like water all day being blasted by the sun. So it was probably just a perfect storm in there, and I definitely learned a lot from this experience. But yeah, I am on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm about like a 4. Ow, 4 on that one. I'm sticking to the chair. I can't remember what this one is. This one is already sort of on the decline. I haven't been able to plump up the leaves or even get new roots to come out on this guy. So I've already kind of written this one off as a loss a long time ago. So not really pressed about that one. I don't know what this is, Crimson Queen. I got this one from my mom. This one was a cutting. This one was fine, actually. There, I can see 1 damaged leaf here. It's really hard to see in this lighting, but overall it's okay. It's firm. Nothing's falling off, I don't think. Oh, look, it's turned into a bubble. I'm gonna pop it. Oh my gosh, it's like a balloon. That was scary, actually. I think this one's gonna go in the trash. These really tiny stems I don't like working with. They're kind of a nightmare, and it's also just kind of breaking off. So these ones are also available in our local greenhouses, so I do think I can replace it, but the question is, am I gonna replace it? I don't know. I do love that plant a lot, but I feel like I'm better off just having as little Hoyas as possible. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know what this was. Oh, it's so squishy. Yeah. Some of these definitely just sunk in the water and did not like being in water for a few days. So do not be lazy like me and make sure everything is propped up, make sure nothing is sliding into water, because this will happen. So I am going to just chuck this one. I don't think this is one that I'm gonna rehab. The stem actually feels quite soft down at the base. It's squishy. So this one is a goner, and there's something in my eye. I will use my iPhone to show you guys what the damage is. I'll scoot over and insert it next to me so you can see that yeah, we lost a lot. We lost a lot of Hoyas. It's a very sad day. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm not sad, because I am, but I'm also in a way kind of relieved that I have less Hoyas, and we're just gonna start over. I don't know. I am very thankful that I did not end up doing my whole Hoya collection. I've still got some of my favorites intact, and I actually forgot about an entire tray of small Hoyas that I was supposed to treat, and then I just didn't see it. So those made it out okay. The question is, what am I going to be doing about mealybugs going forward? Because I know a lot of you guys have told me you've had success with the hot water method, but I'm not quite sure it's for me. Again, it was probably my fault in doing hot water followed by alcohol. I feel like they would have been fine had I just done the hot water. So I don't really have a Hoya to experiment on at the moment. I guess I could experiment with a plant that's not doing that great, but then already it's like in a weakened state. So I think going forward, I'll probably just stick with my alcohol spraying method and just manually picking them off, because even though mealybugs are annoying and they're ugly and they're gross and disgusting and foul and wretched and horrible and terrible, they don't really kill your plants in a way that spider mites and thrips do. So they're just more of a nuisance, inconvenience, nasty, dirty, disgusting house guests that were not invited but came into your house anyway. But sort of bearable in a way too, because you don't feel so rushed to like get the plant rehab the way that you would a thrips plant. So I am just choosing to see the brighter side of this. I have now definitely downsized my collection by quite a bit. I do plan on trying to replace maybe my Clemensorium if I can, but whatever else died, it just wasn't meant to be. So I guess to answer the question of this title, am I done with Hoyas? I think for now, yes. I think I should just focus on the Hoyas that I have, keep finding mealybug treatments that work for me. And I think maybe if I ever get to a point where I feel comfortable with a mealybug regimen, then I might get back into Hoyas, because I quite like them, and there are a lot that I still had on my wish list that I wanted to experience, that I wanted to watch grow. But at this point in my life right now, I do not want to bring another Hoya into this house. I will not be rehabbing these plants in this video. I was not planning on making a part 2, but I think in part 2 I will show you guys the rehabbing process, getting them repotted, blah blah blah. I don't know if I'm going to have that as a separate video or if I'm going to include that as just part of my Hoya Rudstick Cabinet Part 2 video. I'm still trying to figure it out, but just keep an eye. I will post updates on these guys and just kind of show you what happens to them after today. But it was a heavy day, yeah. But you know, plants can be replaced. I'm pretty sure I at least killed a few mealybugs and had a great vacation. I made lots of memories with my family and no regrets, just some minor tweaking in the future. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I hope nobody is wanting to punch me through the TV for killing so many of these Hoyas, but we're learning here. I'm learning here. But if you liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, because it helps Pudge and I a lot on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next one.